Jay here for Stretford Paddock. This is the Paper Talk live from the studio. So you know what that means. Get involved in the comments and the chat and hit that like button and give us a share and a subscribe and all that jazz. Loads of stories to get through, including the players fighting back, if that's the right term. The Empire strikes back with certain journalists, and the stories they've been running about division in the ranks, about the captaincy being an issue. Well, players are beginning to respond to that. We saw it last week, or earlier this week, I should say. Christian Falk did a story saying that the English players and Cristiano Ronaldo weren't getting along, or there was a bit of a division there. Marcus Rashford hit back at that. Christian Falk hit back at Marcus Rashford, hitting back. Marcus Rashford said it wasn't true. Then Christian Falk said Marcus Rashford's not true, wasn't true, if you can remember all that. Anyway, it's rumbled on. It was yesterday, last night, we had another story regarding Harry Maguire and Cristiano Ronaldo and a bit of an issue with the captaincy. I'll get to that in a minute. Do get involved in the chat. Do get involved in the comments. I want to just address the Ronaldo one first, because last week, or earlier this week, I keep saying last week, it was earlier this week. Come on, keep up, Jay. What's the matter with you? Earlier this week, we had the story from Christian Falk, the report and the tweet saying that the likes of Rashford, Maguire, and some of the English players were a bit divided when it came to Cristiano Ronaldo and his captaincy, and there was cliques forming. And yesterday, Ronaldo on Instagram posted a picture of him and Rashford. Just a picture on his story, tagged in Marcus Rashford. Them two together in training. I mean, not like the most earth-shattering picture, but in the context of what's gone on, it was pretty obvious that that's a little bit of a sign that, you know, we are getting along, there's not an issue there. Almost like a response to the rift rumours, if you can call them that. So he posted that. Now today, this morning, we've had something a little bit more emphatic, because Dave McDonnell from The Mirror ran a story yesterday saying that there've been discussions between Rangnick, between Ronaldo and Maguire over the captaincy. I'm just going to bring up the tweet here and let you know exactly what was said. So, last night, Dave McDonnell says, Ronaldo and Maguire embroiled in power struggle over United captaincy in fresh blow to interim boss Ralph Rangnick. Now, Harry Maguire has quote tweeted this, and he said, I've seen lots of reports about this club that aren't true, and this is another. Not going to start posting about everything that is written, but I needed to make this one clear. We're united and focused on Sunday. Enjoy your day, everyone. So he's sort of, I mean, he's absolutely destroying that one, isn't he, really? He's saying that's just not true. There isn't a power struggle, or certainly not one over the captaincy. Now, we will hear from Ralph Rangnick later on today. He's got his press conference, so I'm guaranteed he's going to get asked about it, and he's going to address it. The first question, I mean, I'm guessing, I'm not there, but if I was, would be, are you looking to change the captain? Are you looking to take the captaincy off Harry Maguire? Has that been discussed? That would be one of the questions I expect him to get asked. Let us know in the comments what you think about all this. Do you think Harry Maguire was right to respond, first of all? Do you think that he should have responded? Marcus Rashford did it the other day, and what amazed me was the amount of people that criticised Marcus for doing that. This story went out of Christian Falk, and I haven't got an agenda against Christian Falk. I like the guy. We've had him on this channel. I spoke to him. Speaking to him yesterday via email. I actually think he's a good journalist, but he ran that story and Marcus responded saying it wasn't true. I don't have a problem with players saying that and probably players calling out stories that they think aren't true. Harry Maguire's done it here with this one, especially when it's a story that involves a particular player. They've got every right to respond, and that's one of the benefits of social media. You've got that instantaneous response. You didn't used to have that, but now players can literally go on Twitter or Instagram or whatever and just say, hang on a minute, I'm not having this one. I'm going to get into some of the comments. Hit that like button. There's the 400 people watching, only 40 likes. Let's get to 100 likes. Martin H says, morning, Jay and everyone. Angie Maxwell says, De Gea, Bruno and Ronaldo. I think this is a sort of talking about the captaincies. Jack Lee says, De Gea should be captain. Yeah, there was a bit of a sort of debate going on about who should be the captain. Should it be Maguire? Should it be Ronaldo? They seem to be the main contenders. Some people last night were saying it should be Bruno. Others saying David De Gea. I'm not so sure about David De Gea, not because I don't like the guy. He's obviously having a very good season. He's been here since, 2011, I think. So he's obviously got experience as well. I just feel like he's not the type of captain who is vocal. He's not the type of player who's vocal, sorry. He's not the type of player who talks to the others around him. He barely talks to his defenders. And I just don't know if making him captain is the right idea. Bruno's very vocal indeed. People may say that he's the ideal candidate. Ronaldo, obviously captain Portugal. He's been a captain before of various clubs. So, is he the answer? He's certainly the biggest star we've got. There's no denying that Cristiano Ronaldo is he's a sort of world famous superstar on a level that even the likes of, Maguire and Bruno and Rashford and the others can't compare to. So do we make him the captain? Are all bets off when you have Cristiano Ronaldo? To me, it looks like Harry Maguire is going to keep the captaincy. I'd be very surprised. I mean, I don't know, but I'd be very surprised if Ralph Rangnick said anything other than Maguire's captain. The fact that Maguire has responded to that story so emphatically makes me think he's not going to lose the captaincy, because you can imagine him responding to that, and then when we play Leeds, Cristiano Ronaldo leads the team out as captain. That would be... It'd be amazing and also pretty embarrassing for Harry Maguire. So I don't think that's the case. I think Harry Maguire's going to keep his captaincy. Ralph Rangnick addressed it, I think it was last week, when he spoke about it. So he said about Maguire keeping the captaincy. So I don't understand, or I don't expect that to change. Arthur Mikhailov says, Bruno as captain, easy. Lee TAZ2312 says, the media has such an obvious agenda against our club. I mean, I don't know, it's some people saying it isn't a bit of an agenda. I think another thing as well is he sells papers, doesn't it? You talk about Manchester United, and also this harmony sells papers. If you do a story saying everything's rosy at Man United, no one cares. Don't care. If you do a story saying everyone's fallen out of each other, and there's a rift, there's a rift between Maguire and Rashford and Bruno and Ronaldo or whatever, people are more inclined to be curious about that and to read it. Christopher Singh says, as for captaincy, give it Giggsy till end of season. Famous Andy Tate quote, obviously. Hassan Azo Kabia said, Maguire is not good. Why they give him the captainship? The captainship, he calls it. Maguire's not having a great season. Now, we were debating this, me and Joe, last night. Would you take the captaincy off him? Is that going to hurt him? Does he deserve to lose it? Should you give it to Ronaldo? I'm beginning to wonder, actually, whether when everyone's fit, Maguire even starts. I know he's preferred to Victor Lindelof, but I think Victor Lindelof's having a better season. I've always been the opinion that Harry Maguire is a better player, but I just feel like there's massive question marks over Maguire at the minute, and I don't join in with some of the hatred he gets. Some of the hatred he gets is ridiculous. Ideas that he's never been good, and also, so he got stick the other night, or last night, I think, for visiting sick kids in hospital, which is just beyond the pale. It's just nonsense. But yeah, I'm just wondering whether it's becoming more of an issue for him having the captaincy than not having it, if that makes any sense. Let us know what you think. Apcar Mia says, just to touch on this captaincy, it shouldn't make a difference who the captain is. They should all be showing leadership on the pitch. It's just an armband. Do you remember when we used to have 11 captains? One of my favourite teams is the 93 to 94 team. And every single one of those players could have been a captain. You didn't need the armband. You had Bruce, who was the captain. You had Robbo, who was the club captain. Then you had the likes of Keane and Ince in the middle of the park, who were leaders as well. Pallister was a leader. Irwin was a leader. Schmeichel was a leader. Eric, Mark Hughes. It was just a team full of leaders. And now it looks like we're struggling to even find a viable captain, which just sounds, it sounds bonkers, doesn't it? Makes me sick how far we done fell, as a fellow once said. Also, I've got another story here. Yep. Fred has been getting involved. You don't hear a lot from Fred, do you? He's apparently done an interview with Sky Sports where he spoke about it. I've just found the quote, and he said, our dressing room is really good. There's a lot of fake news, and a lot of rumours surrounding it, but it's great. We work together and we all have the same goals and objectives. It's not easy for the managers to keep everyone happy because everyone wants to play and we have so many good players, but we understand each other. We've developed harmony in the dressing room, and I think that's the most important thing we have. We have maximum respect for each other in the dressing room. So Fred's spoken out about it. Harry Maguire's spoken out about it. Marcus Rashford has spoken out about it. Cristiano Ronaldo's done an Instagram post of him and Marcus Rashford, making it look like they're getting on. I mean, it looks like everyone this seems to have unified everyone, doesn't it? All the players seem to have actually come together and said, actually, this is nonsense, which, maybe it's a good thing. Christopher Matthews says, Rooney joining our coaching staff next season, it would be a step up from managing Derby. I mean, it would be, you're right, but Rooney's doing bits in it at Derby. I think he'd need another job before he came to United, between Derby and United, but Who knows, maybe one day he could be a Manchester United manager. You never know, or a Manchester United coach. He's certainly doing a fantastic job at Derby. 21-point deduction. They're within, what, 4 points, I think, of safety? It's ridiculous. Sajad Diriata says, Maguire may not be good enough to be the captain, but he's a human being and doesn't deserve the abuse he's gotten, nor does he deserve to be the subject of false reports generated for clicks. Let's call out these reporters. Yeah, he is a human being. Some of the abuse he gets is beyond the pale. I always say this. I said it the other day about Marcus Rashford. Criticise players' performances by all means. I think anyone who puts on a shirt for Manchester United is open to criticism if they don't perform to the levels that fans expect. I don't have a problem with that. It's when it starts getting just personal and just silly. That's when you think, hang on a minute, what are we doing here? Why are we just going after this guy personally over anything? That's when it just becomes a bit of a turn-off for me personally. Another player, another story doing rounds this morning. Anthony Martial, who got his first Sevilla goal last night in their 3-1 win over Dinamo Zagreb in the Europa League. Good night in front of his own fans. I think he got a standing ovation when he came off as well. Got a couple of assists the other day. He's doing well, isn't he, Anthony Martial? And the big question is, if he does really well, does he come back to United and play for Manchester United? I know a certain Adam McCullough will be hoping he does. Listen, there's no doubting Anthony Martial's talents. We've seen it at Manchester United. We know what he can do. It's just a question of, can he come back and do it for United? I'd love to see him do it. I think on his day, Anthony Martial's a very exciting player. I'm not so sure, but he's certainly got off to the right sort of start if that is to happen. It's a funny one when you have a low move, isn't it? We saw it with Jesse last season. He went to West Ham, absolutely tore it up, come back and couldn't get back into United side. Might be a bit different with Anthony Martial. There are opportunities for him there, obviously. Edinson Cavani's leaving in the summer. Cristiano Ronaldo's 37. He might even go if we don't make top 4. So who knows, maybe Anthony Martial can come back and take back that number 9 spot. But he's certainly going the right way about it a minute with a goal last night to add to the couple of assists he got the other night. So he's doing well, Anthony Martial. And a few of the players as well, I think, have been sort of congratulating him and doing the old sort of stuff on social media where they... I think Jesse Lingard's giving him a bit of love on social media. Bruno Fernandes has as well, which is good. It's good to see his United teammates, because they're still his teammates, aren't they? He's not left. Giving him a bit of kudos, and it's good to see him doing well. It's only a winning situation for Manchester United if he does well there, Anthony Martial. If he does well and comes back and plays well for us, happy days. If he does well and he does decide to move on, his values increase, then so be it. But it's a positive that he's doing well for Sevilla. I know there's some people saying getting back already. Don't think that's going to happen. I think he'll be there to the end of the season. But yeah, so far, so good from Tony M. Listen, I'm going to wrap it up there. Make sure you are subscribing to the channel. Hit that subscribe button if you're not doing already. And give us a like and give us a share and all that jazz. We've got a load of other content coming up. We've got obviously the brew with me and Howson later on. We'll be looking ahead towards the Leeds game as well the weekend, playing dirty Leeds. So I'll have a preview featuring an ex-Leeds player as well. And for the Leeds game, we'll have the watch-along. I think it's myself, Joe, and another who are on the watch-along, and we'll have Howson for the reaction as well. So make sure you're checking that out. And if you're not doing, check out the members section. There's a special video going on there soon, an Andy Tate special. So check that out. Extra content for members on there. I've been Jay. This has been The Paper Talk. Thanks for watching.